Hi, class, and welcome to another week of news writing. I've started reading your blogs from Unit 3, and I just have to say, you guys are doing a fantastic job. Uh, I was just blown away with how well you're doing with it, the types of things you're writing, how vulnerable you're being. I'm just was very pleasantly surprised, and I just really want to say you guys are doing a great job with those, and I'm looking forward to reading more of them. And if you haven't gotten a chance, go back and read what some of your classmates have posted on there. Some really good stuff. You guys did a really good job with this assignment. So I will be posting my comments on those blogs this week. So look for that in the next few days. Okay, great. So for this week, we're going to talk about Unit 6, and I'm going to share my screen and we can go over it a little bit. Okay, so we're going to go over mobile and multimedia skills, leads, and nut graphs. So in this unit, students will learn how to think for print, broadcast, and the web, learn the importance of filing stories immediately online and updating them, how to plan interactive or multimedia elements for convergent media studies, stories, learn how to write hard news leads, second day leads, and impact leads, learn the active and passive voice, how to use attribution in leads, and how to write soft leads and nut graphs. We have a discussion due on Thursday, an assignment due on Sunday, which I'll go over with you. And we're going to be reading chapters 6 and chapter 7. And I'm going to briefly just go over some of that with you now. So chapter 6 is going to be mobile and multimedia skills. So I've never heard this term called mojos before, or mobile journalists, but I have heard multimedia journalists, or MMJ. That's what we used to be called. That's what the term we still use. And your textbook uses this term mojos, so we can go with that. It's all the same thing, really. Mobile journalists are equipped with notebooks, cameras, recorders, cell phones, and laptop computers, so they can file community news stories for the web at a moment's notice. They don't go to a newspaper office. Their offices are in their cars. That's partially true. Multimedia journalists still go to the office, but yes, the ability to file from the field, that we would say, absolutely. They don't wait for deadlines. Their deadlines are whenever they get their information. Yep. Mojos can also be defined as journalists who only use mobile phones to report and produce stories for audio, video, text, and social media. Again, somewhat true. We still have, you're still going to see big time equipment with the TV people, we still have recorders, different audio recorders for the audio people. But it's a valid point. I am seeing this more, even with TV, the use of cell phones and sort of weird stabilizers that they use to make sure they're not shaking. But yeah, I'm seeing that. There's definitely the ability to just have a phone and a good quality microphone hooked up to it, and you can just record from the field and you can put that right on the radio. That is all really happening. So that's all true. And so that's why this is a good chapter and something to really pay attention to. We believe that most reporters will soon be mojos, producing information seamlessly across platforms, says the vice president at Gannett. The most critical need is the ability to file material online quickly, irregularly. Yeah, that's what I think it's already here. I think most reporters and journalists are multimedia journalists. You got to kind of know how to do all sorts of different elements. All right, so looking into this chapter, multi-platform consumers, smartphones dominate as the most common starting point for activities across multiple screens. Google adopted a mobile-first strategy in which the company decided to focus more of its new products on smartphones rather than on desktops or other computer devices. I wanted to highlight that because it just reminds me of mobile first and thinking with mobile first in mind. A few years ago, the New York Times did something where they told their reporters basically stop looking at, it was like an experiment, but stop looking at the desktop. If you're going to access the site and read your stories, you have to use a smartphone. They really wanted to push to get reporters into that mind frame of what does my content look like on a smartphone, and how am I interacting with this site on a smartphone? So they were really stressing the importance there. And I always thought that was kind of cool that they did that. Yeah, it's how we're going to reach people in this new digital age. Mobile reporting. Stephen Quinn, a mobile journalist and professor from Australia, calls the smartphone the Swiss Army knife of journalism. They're compact, light, and discreet. Take a mobile phone and a broadcast quality microphone, and the world is your storybook. So I really like that. One of the most important qualities of mobile journalism is immediacy. Mojos with smartphones can report wherever they are and instantly file tweets or posts on social media, or text, audio, and or video to their news organization. Students in a mobile reporting class at the Gaylord College of Journalism, University of Oklahoma, proved the importance of immediacy in 2012. When a tornado tore through their city of Norman, they put their smartphones to the test by filing reports from throughout the area to their website and beat all other media in the state. Associate Professor Julie Jones said students were directed to emphasize immediacy over story and report every time they had new information. This is a different mindset than working under rolling deadlines towards a complete story, she wrote. The question is not whether smartphones can be used for news gathering, but rather when it is the best journalism tool and how the tool should be used to meet professional standards. When immediacy is not the primary factor, many of the reporting principles that used for traditional print and broadcast news, they still apply to mobile media. So you don't want to forget these things. Research the background of the story, find sources online, plan your questions, gather text, audio, video, produce the story in one of several methods: print, audio, video, combination. Check and verify accuracy of your sources and information. Writing for mobile media. So researchers at the University of Colorado discovered when they surveyed how college students used media on their smartphones. For text news stories, 56% of students in one group read less than the first 3 paragraphs, 72% in another group read less than 25% of the article. For video news stories, 79% watched almost 60 seconds or less of each video. For audio news, vast majority listen to 30 seconds or less. So what does this tell us? The easy answer is to keep your sentences and your paragraphs short. Good content providers offer versions of stories formatted for mobile devices to improve readability, so varying lengths, right? Writing techniques also need to be geared for readability on mobile devices, and they have some recommendations. Clear, compelling headlines. Write a summary lead that gives the most important information in a brief sentence. Use the inverted pyramid structure. Most important information at the top, which we learned. Keep sentences short, keep paragraphs short, and the list goes on. Multimedia and convergence. Multimedia is defined as a combination of media, usually print, audio, video, photos, graphics, and the web. There's a section on multimedia innovation.